Right.
I just
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Have we got anyone on waiting, Eric, or what are we doing?
Not yet.
No, we'll hang on a minute.
Hey, there, on.
Well, I bet Rita's coming on.
Oh, I gotta turn that down. I gotta show this out. Well, Tim, you introduce while I share out.
Yeah. Right. So, there's no point until we get a few come on, is there?
No, there's two people on
No.
now. So
There's two now. Okay. Okay.
Hello,
So,
two people.
hello.
Hello.
Hey, Lo. We know Lo, don't we? Hi, Lo. Hi, Lo.
Hi, Lo. Hi,
Right,
and
so-
also low.
Before, thanks, Sam, for coming on for start off. This is brilliant. But before we get on too much, we need a few more viewers before we go into saying too much. But so you're from you're UK based.
I am indeed.
Yeah, if you could just give us a little bit of where you are and what you do and such.
Yeah, so I'm obviously from the UK, named Sam.
Hey,
and hello there. Hi, gang. Hello, Robert. Hello, people. So yeah, I'm from the UK. I am based in Buckinghamshire currently. And yeah, been into the paranormal since a very young age. Do a lot of psychic mediumship. Do readings, do healing, and I have in the past also done spiritual cleansing work as well.
Wow.
In the past, but I also do a hell of a lot of paranormal. Hi, Nicola. Yeah, I know Nicola too. Hi, Nicola. So yeah, do a lot of paranormal investigating as well, as people will know, because I run Truth Beyond Paranormal with our presenter Wayne Seedon as well. So he's also on board that with myself. And yeah, and we do all of this stuff mainly just for fun, but also for getting some people to come and watch what we do. And then we stick it all up on YouTube and I edit it, or at least I try to. And then I stick it all up on YouTube on our channel, on Truth Beyond Paranormal channel. And also we have a group as well that Wayne has created called Truth Beyond Paranormal Live. So that's where I'm from and that's what I do. And I'm the founder of that along with Wayne as well.
Wow, that's cool. So is there any chance of finding the links at some point, Eric, and putting them up so people can have a look? Because that'd be great.
Yeah.
I just tried to do that myself and failed miserably.
Yeah. I'm not, I'd say I'm not.
I tried to put it up there and I was like, how do I do this? And then it says, yeah. So I need to be able to have my own streaming locations, apparently.
Yeah.
So
it's expensive. It's expensive, isn't it now? StreamYard is.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're going to.
Yeah.
You need sponsors and all kinds of things to cover your costs. But yeah. So how we doing, Eric? You got many in yet?
Well, just Nicole, Rita, and Robert right now, as far as I can see. So what is it? Truth Beyond Paranormal?
Yeah, Truth Beyond Paranormal Live. And I think Wayne wouldn't mind if we put it up on the Spookanori one as well, if he doesn't mind that.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm trying to think of where else. Because I was going to send it over to my guys that are in like my groups and stuff, but then it was like, no, you're not allowed. I was like, oh, okay, I won't do that then.
No,
the rules. No. No. So, if you have any questions, anyone who's on here, can you just put them up there and for Sam, and so you can perhaps
Yeah.
ask a few questions, if that's all right, Sam?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's all good.
Cool. So
I posted it to the page.
yeah. So you're predominantly investigating then, Sam? You go out investigating more than anything else. That's your favourite.
Yeah, yeah. That is definitely
Hi,
my main. Hello, Catherine. Good to see you.
Yeah, we know all these
I
people.
keep sharing. Oh, thank you, Nicola. I really
Thanks,
appreciate
Nicola.
that. I can't.
Who?
Wayne.
Ooh, oh, hi, Wayne.
Robert, here we go.
There's Wayne. Poor girl, she knows Wayne. Oh. I'll spin myself round and take myself out of the room now.
Yeah.
Someone said that.
So
Yeah.
where's your bestest favourite place you've ever investigated and where you've had the most activity? Then I'll start the questions off, Sam.
Oh, it's difficult. It's really difficult because I mean we've done so many different places. I would probably say one of the most active places that we have actually been so far in terms with Truth Beyond Paranormal. I personally think that it would have to be one of them would be the Red Lion Hotel in Colchester, and I say that because I think that was one of our best captures that we've actually got. Was when we went there. We actually went there during lockdown. Was it during lockdown, Wayne, or was it just after? I can't remember. It was during the time when we were. Hello, William. So yeah, it was kind of during the time when it was all, we didn't really know where we were going with the lockdowns, and that's when we decided to do that one at the Red Lion, and we went down into the basement, and it was amazing because every time we've been back there since, it has been extremely noisy because everyone outside of the pub, of course, we do it usually on Saturdays.
Oh, wow, yeah.
All the clubs come out at the exact time where we're filming, and we're like, no. So all I can hear is like people going, go away, and and all this stuff. And we're like, no, stop it. People are going to be calling that out. Like, who's saying go away? Is that a ghost? No, it's not. It's just a drunk person outside. But it was kind of annoying. Yeah, just after the tier system. Yeah, it was Wayne. Thank you for that. So can we take a moment for that accent, ma'am? That's just a work of art.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, she loves you.
I feel like I sound like a right, commoner, like all the time. Yeah, I don't know. I sound a bit weird sometimes. Sometimes I sound posh. Other times I mean, Wayne will know I swear like a trooper, and then I have to bleep all of my freaking swearing out. And I'm like, I'm the one editing it, so I'm doing it to myself, and that's what makes it worse. But yeah, definitely Red Lion. I mean, we went down, drunk women beating up the taxi men. Yeah, exactly, Wayne. What's that about? But yeah, we went downstairs into the basement, and Wayne was on a live feed at the time, and we captured in the dark of the basement by the door that we entered, and it was like this weird triangle shape. And it was glowing with all different colors, and it was like the colors were kind of morphing and then growing and then going into different shapes and sizes, and it was also kind of blinking up and down as well at the same time, and it was just growing like bigger and bigger on this live feed, and everybody was like, yeah, we can see it as well. And then I tried to capture it on my camera, and I actually caught it on the camera as well. So we had like 3 people filming it at the same time, and all getting the same thing. And it was really strange. And we turned all the lights on. We said, guys, can we turn the lights back on? Because we need to know whether it's like Christmas lights, because it was around Christmas time. Is it that? Is it different lights coming through the door, from underneath or the side of the door frame? is it anything like that? And we debunked everything that we possibly could. And when we turned the lights on, there was nothing there other than some old plastic, but like black bags. And I was like, well, there's no light in here, because I was like, well, maybe it's like a light shining off of the plastic that is creating that and just coming back into the lens. But I was like, try to recreate it with my big light that I've got and stuff, and there was no chance in recreating it even. So I was like, okay, it's not that. And on the same night, I also captured what looks like somebody that literally steps in front of Wayne, but is like a see-through figure. And it looks like some. Yeah, same place in the basement as well. It's all in the same place, but it looked like somebody that had like a hair done in an updo, like a Victorian updo.
Yeah.
And like with you could even see like the ringlets of the hair.
Bloody
and I
hell.
was like, who's that? Like, I didn't. Again, I'm filming it and I don't see it on the night at all, and I'm like, who the hell is that? Because I just at one moment when I was editing, I noticed the whole screen went blank, and I was like, and then it came back again, and I thought, that's a bit weird. So I went further into it and looked at it, like actually zoomed in, and I realized that when you play it, there's somebody that actually comes across and you can see their face moving in the image.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. So yeah, I'd say the Red Lion is definitely one of our top.
One of the top.
What does Wayne say? It was a stack of boxes that the light was on. Yeah. So the bin bags were next to the boxes. Yeah. So it was very strange. Sam, with that accent, it's just hypnotic. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get that over here a lot. A lot of us like the English accent, and I just love it. I don't know why it is, but it just is.
I'm just loud. I just always feel like I'm just really stupidly loud, and like everybody can just hear my booming, horrible voice, and I'm like, sorry, guys.
You don't notice it yourself, do you? Your
no,
accent.
I literally sound like a foghorn most of the time. So, and people are like, can you like tone it down? And I'm like, no, because it's just the way I talk. I can't do it.
I ain't got an accent, Eric. I ain't got an accent, Eric. I haven't got one. I'm just speak clear normal.
You kind of do actually a tiny bit. You do a little bit. There's like when you said I haven't got one, there's a little bit of an accent, but no, it's not
because I'm thick. I can't do joined up talking, let alone joined up writing. That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand it because it's not an accent to you because we hear it all the time, but to us it's just a lot different and awesome. So.
Yeah, well, well, we hear American accents all the time over here because most of the TV's American, isn't it? When we watch on the TV, so
yeah. But
all different ones. I mean, I love Nick Muley, Nick.
Oh yeah,
his accent. He's got such a brilliant accent. From
I know he always comes on. I'm like, oh, here he is.
Yeah,
I always take this out of
remember. Illinois, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it is Illinois.
He's brilliant. Yeah.
He's an hour away from me. No, 3 hours away from me. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Eric's like, where am I again?
I'm in Wisconsin. He's in Illinois.
He's in Wisconsin. I can't even say Wisconsin.
Win Scotland.
Yeah.
Win Scotland.
I struggle with Worcester as well. I can't say Worcestershire.
I personally think, wait, there's too many. I was just talking to these guys as well before we came on about Woodchester Mansion. I mean, we got so much from that night that there's still some stuff that I haven't even talked about with that one. But yeah, we went to Dunwich and we actually have captured wet footprints that were walking behind us on camera.
Bloody hell!
Yeah, so we've got some crazy stuff, and people were like, I think that's a lot of the reason why people like to watch us still, because look, everything, you know, I always say to people, everything that we get when we're out for a night, it's all real, because
What's your sister sauce? Yeah.
What's your sister sauce? Yeah, it's pretty much how it sounds.
I might be able to say that. What's your sister sauce? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sam. Yeah. So,
No, that's all right.
Is the footage on your channel? Is it?
Yeah, yeah. So we've actually.
Oh, yeah. We look at it then. I've not seen that.
We caught what sounds like somebody running behind us, and then when we turn around, we've got that captured. Like we've actually filmed on the floor that there is actually wet footprints on the floor behind us as well.
Blimey.
So yeah, that was a bit of what we
that. Now, I'm wondering what's behind the wet footprints, though. Was she drowned? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wayne will probably know a lot more than me about this, so he's probably going to type it at some point for me, just so then I don't look like an idiot. But no, as far as I'm aware, I can't 100% remember. I know that there was a lady that had apparently, like, legend has it that she had been like heartbroken or something and had gone towards the water's edge and had actually taken her own heart out and thrown it into the sea. And died. Like, they stopped right behind us. Yes, they did, Wayne. So yeah, as we turned around, they just stopped as well, and we were like, all right, what was that about? It's weird.
God.
But yeah, so I don't really know where the wet footprints comes from. But yeah, we'd had communication with a little girl called Charlotte through the dowsing rods that Wayne was using that night, and I think we had 3 people using it, so then we could see whether we were getting the same answers each time. And we did. We got the same answers every single time through all different people. And I think this was also the place as well, if I remember rightly, Wayne. Now I'm dying. Yeah, I think it was also where Peter Fox saw one of our old teammates that we used to have. I think it wasn't this, Wayne, where Peter Fox as well also saw a figure that was in the graveyard bit there at the nunnery area, the old nunnery, and then they saw it dart behind a wall, and then both Peters went off to go and see if they could see it, and it was gone. I think that was also there. We do think she drowned. She was only 9, yeah. So she was extremely young, bless her. And yeah, and I think that there was a leper hospital that was there, stationed there. Wow. So there was a lot of death that happened in that one area of Dunwich. And yeah, so we got a lot of interesting stuff coming from that. And from a previous episode that we had done there, I know that there was also Peter Ling, so another Peter on our group. But yeah, he had his bag that was on a bench, and they all witnessed the bag move slightly off the bench, but to the point where it easily would have fallen off, because they recreated it for the camera to see whether it would fall if that happened. And it did. Every single time they put it back on in that same position, it would just fall straight back off. But it was literally like levitating in midair on this bit, like halfway off this bench, and it had heavy stuff in it. So anything in there, it would have made it tip off the edge. By the way, Tim, I didn't see that. So I'm sorry. I was reading it and then it went. That's all right. That's all right, mate. I'm coming on the weird.
Good.
Yeah, you should. These guys are really cool. So yeah, you should do that. Get on the show. I saw the figure standing at the gravestone, and we chased after it around the church. Me and Kim went one way and 2 Peters went the other. Yeah, and I'm guessing it was gone, wasn't it? Like, it was just like disappeared.
Wow.
But yeah, so there was a lot of stuff, and they had the Alice box out as well that night, and it was coming up on the Alex box on the Alice box. I'll get it right one day. It was coming up with all the stuff that was actually round in the area. as well that was nearby them. And when they were asking questions, it was coming up with answers through that. And also, I think they did a Ouija board that night on the actual beach part as well. And I think it was coming up with similar answers.
I think I saw that.
Wow. Well, that's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah,
So
so
that-
we've got some great stuff already with
Yeah.
the team.
Gosh, footprints. I mean, that what were the footprints? What were they on, like stone slabs or something?
It was on tarmac, you know, like the tarmac. I'm not doing well tonight.
Okay.
Tarmac road. Yeah, so
Oh,
it was on
right,
the
okay.
tarmac of the road. So we were just walking back towards the cars, and yeah, we just heard these footsteps running up behind us, and then we turned around and
Heard
noticed
them,
there was that
heard them
footprint.
too. God,
Yeah. So we were like,
blimey.
what the hell? Yeah, you can hear them on camera. So I was like, okay, I've got to now go in there and then amplify that so then everyone can hear it, because it's one of those things that literally is the only thing that Truth Beyond Paranormal does. The only editing that I will ever do is if I need to enhance audio or if I need to
Enhance,
enhance
yeah,
the
yeah.
image a bit.
Yeah,
But everything else with Truth Beyond Paranormal is all real. None of it is faked. It's all completely like as
No.
it is, as we see it.
Really
Which is
catchy.
why we've got the live group as well. Because on that live group, then Wayne or myself will go live on there and people can watch it in real time. So when we hear something and we go, you know, in the episode and we say we've captured this thing, those people can then, who are poo-pooing it and like, oh, it's all fake, they can then go back on the live feed, and we sometimes actually tell
And
them
look
to
at
do
it.
that, go
Yeah.
back to that bit to see if they will see it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't see it on there. But yeah, so that's why we do it the way that we do it, so then people can't be like, it's not real.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's best to go. I mean, when this happened with the REM pod, when I was up there with Andy Coase, he done live and we got it live, and we actually got it's all grass. It's a ruin. The church is a ruin, but the graveyard is still consecrated. People are still buried there, and they trim it down now and again. And we had a couple of times we've had EVPs of people walking on gravel. You can hear,
Yeah.
but there's no gravel there now, obviously. But obviously there was, and you could come up there, Sam. Come up there with your team, because it's not far from you, and we'll show you around. It is a bloody brilliant place to go. We've never not had anything happen, but like all places, sometimes you go and there's very little happening, isn't there? And then another time,
oh god, yeah,
it kicks off, doesn't it? Do you think that? What are your thoughts on investigating in the daytime against the nighttime? Do you do much investigating in the daytime?
Yeah, actually, a couple of weeks ago, me and my husband, who also does Truth Beyond Paranormal with us as well, we found a place, because I'm currently based in West Sussex, trying to recuperate from illness. So I'm with my mum at the moment, and we're in West Sussex, and I found a place that's abandoned and that you can get into really easy. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. Brought some of my equipment with me, as well as a couple of spirit apps, which I'll talk about in a little while. Went in there and I was, you know, pure daylight, can see everything going on. And I think we've got some of the best activity in there that we've had doing it just on our own. Misty Towers, there you go. Yeah, I forgot about Misty Towers. We did do during the daytime and nighttime. We did Misty Towers in Colchester in Essex, because you can't actually go in there during the night because they lock them. So we asked, can we have the keys to the towers at the local restaurant that holds the keys, and they let us in. And then. Yeah, so we went in there and did a whole investigation actually inside the two towers, because there's two towers opposite one another in the graveyard there. And we did that and did both towers, both at the same time, both not, and yeah, we got some cool stuff. I had a lock off camera in one tower, and we had a connection between two phones, to see whether we could get somebody to talk through one phone to the other that's in the next tower, to see if we could get communication that way, which we didn't, annoyingly. I've seen it done, and I've seen it successfully done, but we didn't get it that night. But we did actually capture somebody talking in Polish.
Wow.
Which was really weird.
Wow.
I mean, you know, people can say, oh yeah, it was just, you know, somebody walking by, but there was no one there at all in that grave. I mean, I don't know why anybody on a Saturday would want to go into a graveyard for no reason. Other than us weirdos, we do it.
Yeah,
but yeah,
we're talking to a whole group of people that might want to go in a graveyard.
yeah. So yeah, we did that as well. Went into Misty Towers and did that during the daytime, and yeah, got some great activity in there. We got Wayne's box moving on its own. I can't actually remember some of the other stuff that we had.
What's Wayne's box?
So it's basically just a box that has all of his equipment in it.
Oh right, okay.
So yeah, and he had the handle up. And that handle was up the whole time that we were in there, and it didn't move. It's like once you put it up, it stays up. That sounds really wrong, but once it goes up, it stays up. No, and we tried to like do it ourselves, but this thing literally slammed down, and you heard the handle hit the box really heavy, and we were like, "What the hell?" And we're all standing there in a little semicircle, all talking and laughing, and then the next thing we know, we'd shut the hell up because this thing has gone off, and we're like, what? And you actually see it on the camera, zoom it in, and you actually see it go down as well, which is quite cool.
Gosh.
And we're like, who's that? Who did that?
I must
Why
take
did
a
you
look
do
at your...
that?
Right.
Yeah, we've got some great stuff.
Catherine, here I found that graveyards are just really peaceful, rarely any activity, with the only exception of the graveyard across the street from me. Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
go to England, you'll see it a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of graveyard. Like, actually, weirdly enough, literally opposite me right now is a graveyard.
Yeah, I believe it.
So that, yeah, it's straight there. Like, I just look outside, I'm like, there's a graveyard right there. Hey guys, sorry I'm slacking. Sam, baby, hello.
I poster.
This is me again.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a first, didn't I? Yeah. So
yeah,
pleased.
you did, definitely.
So what's your favourite piece of equipment when you go hunting then, Sam? What do you like the most? Do you like these apps? Or do you
there's
prefer
one in particular. Yeah, there is one in particular that I'm using more at the moment. There's one app that has been created by another paranormal investigator, and it doesn't run off of any, you know, because a lot of them, I know people on this live feed will be like, oh yeah, but sometimes they just got like databases stored into them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, a lot of them do. A lot of them do, and sometimes you can still get some great activity through them, because sometimes you can get, you know, really weird stuff come up that you're like, it wouldn't just randomly make that for no reason. You know, it can say names, or it can come up with something that you're just like, well, that's freaking weird. Why would it just say that? But I use something called Spirit Talker.
Oh yeah, Tom's app.
Yeah, so I use Spirit Talker quite a bit, and that's actually a thing that we used at this place that's down south here, where I'm currently situated, and we used that on the night, and it was coming up. It was literally just straight answers all the time, constantly, to questions that we were asking. It was coming out with stuff that I was like, this is not a coincidence, because it's responding to literally everything that we are asking. So Spirit Talker is definitely one of them, app wise. When it comes down to actual equipment wise, I think the basic stuff is probably the best when it comes down to like, I mean, I do Ouija boards. I've done Ouija boards a lot. I've
got mine
done.
in. Look.
Oh yeah, there it is. I was wondering what that was. I'm like, is it a plate? No, it's not.
Yeah, the lights probably you can't see it because the light's on it properly. Yeah, sorry.
It looks like a really cool Ouija board though.
Yeah.
I'm going to be trying my hand at a touch-sensitive Ouija board.
Wow.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't go off when you're touching it, because that'd be a bit. How would that work, actually, Eric? Come to think of it, if you're
you set it down, you leave it alone, no one touches it, and then if the spirit touches it, the light goes off where the letter is. You can tell it to spell out whatever it wants.
Oh.
I buy it. There you go.
Yeah.
Eric's going to make them, so now everybody's going to have to buy them. Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Anyway, you was on about your factory equipment.
Yeah.
Sam, go on.
So Ouija board I've used, of course. I think K2s are really good. I've always loved.
Me too.
I've always loved K2s. When they go off, it's really cool when they do actually go off and they work first time. Like it's great.
Yeah.
I'd say motion sensors as well. I love motion sensors when you put that somewhere and you just leave it like with a lock off camera and then it's going on and off on its own and there's no one in the building and stuff. That's usually quite telling of what's going on in the building when that happens. So yeah, I love all of those types of equipment, but I like to keep it as simple as possible. I don't like to do anything that's too crazy. But yeah, it's always fun using equipment when you're on an investigation. Right, guys, got to go do a show after you. Bye.
Yeah.
Tim Smith,
see you tomorrow, love. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't be near the K2. Oh.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, there's a few people that are like that.
Yeah, because they draw their energy.
As long as there's no electricity around, they're brilliant, aren't they? I mean, when you get straight answers, when they go up and you start having a conversation and there's no electricity about it, it's undeniable, isn't it, really?
Oh, yeah, completely. Yeah, I completely agree with that.
I mean, that's what I use. K2, basically K2 and the voice recorder and my a camera. That's basically all I use.
I don't know about other cell
and
phones.
the little REM pod, that's it. Sorry, Eric.
I don't know about other cell phones, but a iPhone will not set off a REM pod. I'll tell you why. Well, I'm holding it now, but if you can hear it, I have to be pretty darn close to it to set it off. I have to be almost on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly that.
They will go off with almost every signal that you can think of, but REM pods, now mine's going off because something's around it. Hold on.
Yeah. So something's like, hello, I'm now coming to communicate. So
tell us a little bit about
on the live feed.
Tell us a bit about your healing. What do you do with that then, Sam? What's your
So I kind of get this from my mum's side, I would say, more than anything. She does Reiki healing, so that's her bag.
Right.
She does all of that side, and I kind of do a little bit of it as well because I've learned from her because she's a Reiki master.
That's cool.
So
wow,
yeah, she is really good at what she does as well. She can do it remotely for people, and I've had somebody recently, one of my friends, she's got problems with her legs and her knees and her jaw. So she was not able to sleep one night, so my mum said, okay, well, the next night we will do some Reiki healing for you. And she woke up the next day and she said, I've never slept like that in my life. She said, I went out cold. She said it's the first time in my life I've ever done that.
Wow.
So there is something in it, definitely, because she was a bit skeptical. When people are skeptical as well, and then it works,
Catherine,
it's kind of like, okay, it's not the power of suggestion in the mind anymore. because she was like, I don't really think it's going to work for me. But yeah, with my healing, I tend to do very similar sort of stuff, but a lot of the time I do it with like pendulum work and chakra healing as well. So, and also meditation. I do a hell of a lot of meditative stuff. So all the healing can be done throughout the whole body instead of just one area. So that's a way that I do it. And I tend to do it with different, like having them imagine different lights for different parts of the body. And also having visualization techniques as well to like find the areas where the problems are and then tell me. It's almost a little bit as well. I'm very honest and open, and I say I don't always believe that everything has a spiritual aspect to it. So I also believe that some of it can be the mind, like when I'm telling the mind in that meditative state, their mind, not mine, because that would be completely useless to me. But when I'm actually talking to them and I'm using these techniques, I also tend to find that it's almost like a psychiatric thing as well, for them, because sometimes they'll be like straight away, they're like, oh, I feel loads better. And I think a lot of it as well is because they're talking back to me while they're under almost in a hypnotic state. They're kind of talking back to me about their problems as well at the same time, and getting that out, and then also saying what color it is, whether it's a mass or whether it's like almost like twine or wool or something that's all kind of congealed together, or whether it's like a plant that's like with thorns or whatever. I said it can be literally anything, and I've had like grown men literally crying in my presence because of how much emotion that there is attached to their body and their pain and problems. Like one of them, it was just that his wife had just left him. She took the kids. He doesn't mind me talking about this, by the way. I thought I would say that on live feed because I have told him beforehand if it was all right for me to say it. If you would ask about the healing. And yeah, and his life was just going downhill like really rapidly. And then he had like multiple deaths in the family. He had like 6 family deaths all at once, like 1 month after the next. And then his dog passed away as well, and then his like wife got sick, and it was just one whole year of just one thing after another, every month another thing. And he was sick as well. He was going through chemo at the time, and he came to my flat, my old flat where I lived, and he was actually a neighbour of mine, just lived across the road. And we'd always see each other and chat and stuff. And then we got talking, and he was just like, well, do you think you could do a treatment for me? Because I do he's like, I don't believe in the paranormal, and I also don't believe in healing. But he said, I'd do anything right now. Because he said, I feel like I'm cursed. Yeah, and he said, I do. I feel like I'm cursed this year. He said, I've never had any health problems, no problems at all. Nothing has ever happened to me like this in my life before. And when he sat down with me, I realised straight away that he had an attachment. And there was somebody that was sitting behind him. Like, it was like there was 2 people sitting down.
Blimey, where did you put that up?
Yeah, and he did say, he said, so I was talking to him, and he said, I have actually been feeling like there's somebody weighing down my shoulders this year, like on top of my shoulders. And I said, yeah. I said, we can remove that for you. I said, it may take a couple of sessions, probably. But I said, we will get rid of it. And we did. And he's never had any problems since. He's completely healthy. I mean, I'm a complete wreck. And I think a lot of it, healers do tend to get sick a lot.
Your energy. Yeah, you get rid of your energy.
Yeah. So healers do tend to get ill quite often, and I'm definitely one of those people, unfortunately. But yeah, it's mad what people can see. All I need is physical contact to let others see what I see. It freaks people out. Exactly.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
Yeah, and there are ways of being able to learn it. We've all got the power to be able to do it. We've just unlearned it. We've, for centuries, years and years ago, people were always able to do it.
Yeah, we've lost a lot, haven't we? Yeah.
But yeah, we just lost complete touch with our what they call, I guess, the subconscious mind.
Mm.
Because once they open that up, it's a lot easier to communicate with everything, really. But yeah, it's sometimes a bit difficult. Stop using your own energy. What the actual hell, woman?
Yeah.
Well,
Catherine.
yes.
Oh.
Sometimes I feel sometimes people can, I always shut everything down, protect myself.
And that's why you
But
get
there
sick.
are, well, yeah, exactly. So I do all of my protection, and I have everything
That's
around
going to be my
me
next question.
that I need. But sometimes things can get in regardless.
Exactly.
I find as well, they can get in regardless. It depends on how strong the energy of the individual is, especially if they're not of this plane. Then a lot of the time, once that kind of thing happens, it's difficult.
Yeah.
Because I don't tend to get just anything. I tend to get all of the bloody attachments and nasty shit. So unfortunately for me, all of the others, if you've got, I don't know, other spirits that come in and stuff, they don't tend to really do very much to me. I don't have any effect from them, but the big ones do tend to affect me. And I think it's mainly because of the fact that they just can, even if you protect yourself. I've got hefty protection around me now because of 2 witches that I know up north. So I do have all the loads of protection, and just all the freaking time everywhere, and I don't know, somehow it still happens. So I try and figure this out all the time, but I don't know really why sometimes it still happens, but it still does. So I'm going to have to figure out a way of stopping it at some point, because nobody wants it. Yeah.
Do you know what? I don't think you can. I mean, we talked about this on the live show last week, didn't we? About the people protecting themselves when they go out. But I can't believe that just by saying a few words. I mean, they're people. They're just supposedly people that once lived, and everybody, just because, like, for instance, when you were a kid and your mum says don't do that, well, you did it anyway. Do you know? I think.
Yeah.
Just by saying stuff, not necessarily is going to stop the spirit from following you or
not a bad no, but you have to enter a contract with any kind of spirit to begin with. So
yeah, sometimes basically a lot of the time as well, you have to. A lot of the time, it's almost like you have to let them in. Which obviously I don't do, but sometimes. Yeah, I think I said the other night on the live feed that I had one that actually asked to be let in a few months ago, and I was like, well, no, that's not going to happen. Like, through one of my apps, it was like, let me in. It was literally tapping on our front door and asking to be let in, and I was like,
what, your house?
No. On my house, yeah, on my house front door, yeah.
Gosh,
yeah,
that's like vampires, isn't it? Vampires have to be invited.
And I was like, I really don't want to, so no, it's not going to happen. But
that's amazing. So they were,
having this.
You were in the house just doing whatever you was doing, and this spirit was knocking on the front door.
We're not done yet.
Yeah, literally. So I don't think it's happened recently, but for the last sort of year. Yeah, for the last year that we have been there 3 years now, in Aylesbury, but for about the last year or so, we've been having it whereby all different places in the house, the windows just have like these 3 or 4 knocks on it. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting, but it happens all over in different places. It can be on the second floor, it can be on the bottom floor. But yeah, that night it did it on the window in the kitchen first, and I thought, I swear that's that knocking again. And I went out there, and then as soon as I went out there, it did it on the front door.
Oh wow.
And I had my spirit. Yeah, and I had my spirit app out, and it said, "Let me in," and I was like, "No." And as soon as I said no, it was like, "You will." It literally said, "You will at some point," and that's when I was like, "Okay, this isn't good." So I shut off the app and was like, "No, you're not coming in, whether you like it or not." Did all my protection of the house, did some spell work on the outside of the house and stuff, and ever since then, I actually don't think we've had anything since then. But yeah, something was definitely trying to get in that night.
That's amazing. I've never had anything like that, as far as I know.
Suicidal moths. See what I have to deal with Wayne.
Yeah, I know.
Suicidal moths. What, flying into the window?
It's got to be a really, really big moth, Wayne, to make that noise.
Yeah. And continue like headbutting the window. Bonk, bonk, bonk.
Yeah, it's like, let me in. Yeah.
Did you do any more research into it, or to find out who it was, or?
Yeah, it was a strange thing, because of course I'm thinking, well, could it be somebody that was here previously? But then I thought it's fairly modern. It was like made in the 70s, and I'm like, maybe it's on the grounds. Yeah. Maybe it's actually the ground that this house is on. I don't know, but there isn't really anything really of note that was in that site, other than more houses. So I don't really know where this spirit had came from. To be fair. Yeah. Am I saying night? Oh, good night. Okay, it was the Mothman. I give up. Shame on you, Wayne. Yeah. Have it, Wayne. Bloody titty sprinkles. Oh, you've made me say it on live now. Oh, well, it's all right, mate. Once you're clean. Yeah, well... Once you're clean, you won't ever get sick from the clients. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it happens and it's not good. But yeah, like I said, that's why I do tend to protect myself all the time now. And I've got Storalight as well with me at all times, because I don't know, they don't like Storalight. I don't know why that is, actually. I just asked my friend up north, is it all right if I can have something to protect me? And he just sent me that and said, there you go.
I've never heard of that.
That'll sort you out. That'll shut you up.
I suppose it's intent and what you believe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
just you wait for the 21st time, you'll be laughing all the way home. Oh no! Please don't tell me that this is the thing that you bought us, because if it is, I'm going to be like, oh god damn it, Wayne. I'll be just looking at it the whole time, laughing the whole night, and get nothing done.
I mean, the way I think, I don't believe that protection will work. So me saying a few words, it wouldn't make any difference, would it? Because I don't believe it.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's difficult because, when it comes down to like spell work and stuff, you have to actually put the intention out there, otherwise it won't do anything at all. Yeah. So, and I found that really difficult for a while, because when I was doing stuff that Anna and Peter gave over to me to do, I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing, and I felt like a complete and utter dick, just walking around outside my own house in the dark, saying some mumbo jumbo, and I don't even know if I'm saying it right, and I'm just like, I'm pretty certain that my neighbours are going to get me committed, to be honest. At this point, they're going to be worrying about what's going on. But no, I've done that quite a few times, and I'm not committed yet, so we're all right. So far.
You've had some amazing experiences. So when did you have your first paranormal experience then? How old?
First
When,
ever, yeah, the first ever paranormal experience I had was I saw my granddad when I was really young,
oh,
who had passed away about, I don't know how many years, probably about 20 years or so before I was born, something like that.
oh, blimey.
And he came and he just saw me, and I had a bunk bed, and so I was laying asleep, and I opened my eyes, and he was literally just there, floating above me.
Oh,
Oh,
And I don't know
God.
who's,
You must have been
yeah, I don't know
terrified.
who scared who more, to be
Yeah.
honest, because I screamed, and I'm pretty certain I saw him scream, and then he disappeared. And he has never returned. And I'm like, oh no, I feel really bad. I'm just like, every time I'm like, come and speak to me. Like, I don't mind. And he just never has again. But that was the first experience that I've ever had.
Yeah, but have you dreamt about him though?
Not as far as I'm aware, no.
So you was a child, yeah?
Yeah, I was probably about 7 years old
So
when I
how
saw
did you
him.
know it was your granddad then?
Just because I described it to my mom, who said, yeah, that's my dad.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I
Was your
said,
mu-
oh,
was
this
your mu-
man came to visit me.
it was your
And she was
mum's
like,
dad.
yeah,
Mm.
so my mum was like, oh, yeah, that's exactly what he looks like, down to a T. So, yeah.
Catherine. Catherine says, I scare the hell out of my neighbours. How my wife by name is Witch and I'm Southern America. Easiest the funny thing ever. Ah,
I'm sure they love you.
yeah.
But yeah, so that was my first ever experience of the paranormal was that morning. And then I continued to have more experiences after that. We had a little girl. Basically, the first house that I lived in was a Victorian house that was built for my family.
Blimey.
So yeah, oh, hello, Kelly.
Bye, Australia. Oh, lovely.
Hi from Australia. We're going out there. Well done, Eric, by
Yeah,
the
we're
way,
out
for getting
there.
it out there, because we couldn't. I couldn't do anything. Hashtag no regrets. Yeah, fair enough. You come across as that kind of person, Catherine. You have no regrets about what you do, which is good. But yeah, so
It's a blue one, Lo. It's a blue one.
just
Which
asking
one
for
are
a
you wearing
single
tomorrow, though?
shirt.
I must get some new ones actually. I must get some new ones. They're wearing out. They're wearing out quicker than me. Yeah. So,
Oh God.
sorry, Sam. Carry on. Sorry.
Don't worry about it at all. Comments are
I know.
important when people
I had the
comment.
same
Important.
experience when I was your age too with my grandfather, but I just saw his arm. So
Oh,
So it was just from there. Was it like the full arm, but nothing else?
it was like his raising his hand or something. I know he was visiting my grandma, and I looked underneath the bed to make sure it wasn't somebody, under there, because it didn't scare me. It just was curious if there was something under their
Yeah,
bed.
it's just weird. Yeah.
So
That's
yeah, I
awesome.
knew it was him because I knew it wasn't my dad, and I knew it was my mom because they slept way down the hallway in her house when we were visiting her all the time, and there's no way.
You're like, yeah, that can't be them unless they've like ran all the way down and then just gone like this for no reason. I don't think they do that, but you do start to think that way in that sort of mindset when something like that happens. You're like, did that really happen, or was it just me? I don't know. But yeah, so this Victorian house that I was living in, it was mainly all my family that lived there because it was built and paid for by my family. And yeah, we had this little girl in the house that really liked to and she was quite nasty at times. She wasn't a very nice child. And she do some stuff that was quite unnerving for someone of my age, especially at the time, because my first sighting of her was when I was about 10. Oh, gotta go now. Need to do some late night shopping. Where
See
are you?
ya.
Oh, okay. Bye,
See you later.
Wayne. So yeah, it was really weird because I was laying in the bath and she just literally just came out the water at the bottom of the bath.
Oh my God.
And I freaked. I will be honest, I was really freaked out by that, and I don't think that I would have a bath then, because I used to enjoy having a bath, and I don't think that I would have a bath properly until I was much
Were you
older.
still a child, were you, when this happened?
Yeah, I was about 10 or 11 when it happened.
Oh my God, I'll check that would. Oh dear.
And I was like, no. And then a similar thing with this child. I don't know what it was about bathrooms and this child. I don't even know her name. But yeah, my husband went upstairs to the toilet and then got locked in the toilet and he couldn't get out.
Oh, wow.
But the lock, there was no lock. And he's like, and he said, I've been coming here for years. He's like, I know there's no lock there, but I can't. And I went upstairs just to be like, are you all right? Like, what's going on? Because he was there for like 3 hours. And I was like, maybe I should have come up sooner at this point, but I just thought I'm just going to leave him. You never know what's going on. So I was like, I will leave you. Too much information there, Sam, but oh well. But I was just like, I'll just not go up. But then I went up and he was like, I can't get out. And he's literally like this on the door handle trying to like get out. And he's like, it won't let me out. I don't know what's going on. And I literally, all I did, Tim and Eric, was I just pushed the door and it opened.
Bloody hell.
And he was,
I'll probably take your
like,
to push it open.
So that's the same house. That's the same house, is it?
Wow.
Yeah, that's the same place.
Blimey.
Those are the two main sort of things that I've had happen there. There's been quite a few other things as well, but one of them I have promised that I'm going to leave below. So I will leave that. Leave that below because that is. Wow. I would say that's probably my biggest paranormal experience that I've ever had in my life. So I'm going to leave that for her because I said I would.
Right, yeah,
there is.
That's what I poached you. Yeah.
Mate, twist then pull. Exactly. I mean, I think the doorknob nearly fell off. He was literally hanging off it at one point. It's just like,
gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Well, so we've had some crazy stuff.
Well, you're gonna have to come back because
now I'll have to do a part 2.
Yeah, we'll have to have a part 2 because there's so much to say. Because we've done an hour and it's just gone like that.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. So you'll have to come back, Sam. That's all right.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll be up for that.
Yeah.
For certain.
Yeah, we'll sort some out. So Eric, what have we got next then? What's happening?
Friday is Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday.
And then Sunday is Shadows and Light with Annette and Bry. And I think Saturday, William's going to be on again with a guest.
Oh, yeah, he's great, William. Yeah. Cool. Right. So, if anyone wants to find you, Sam, they can find you on your YouTube channel, which is, what is it called again? Truth Normal.
Truth Beyond Paranormal. I don't know why it came up as Truth Normal. That was just me typing it wrong.
Perhaps you can only have so many letters. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I can't put this all in there. But yeah, so Truth Beyond Paranormal. That's our YouTube channel, or you can literally just type that in. Truth Beyond Paranormal will come up with a lot of our episodes that we've done. But also. Truth Beyond Paranormal Live is the group as well. So if you want to go and actually watch us live as well, or talk to people, or do whatever on there as well. And we also post links to the episodes as well up on there, so you'll be able to see it like before anyone else does. So we do that as well. Put it up for our group members before it goes out to YouTube. So yeah.
Brilliant. Well, that's good. Thanks, Sam. Thanks for coming on.
Yes,
good day, Eric.
No, thank you for letting me talk. I talk too much, so I apologize.
No, that's fine. It's great.
No. It's been good. If you just stay on for a minute, Sam, and
Yeah, we'll do.
we better go then, Eric.
Yeah. Everybody have a good night.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for watching.